siento yo. ¿Cómo? Báilalo. Siento yo. ¿Cómo? Báilalo. Gózalo. Báilalo. Gózalo.
It's something else to witness in person, isn't it? One of the big five in its natural habitat. What if I was to tell you this is nowhere near sub-Saharan Africa? But I guess the video title gave it away, didn't it? Part 2 of our Valencian adventures takes us further northwest of the Turia riverbed to somewhere we hadn't actually planned on visiting. This was recommended to us by the receptionist at our hotel, and to be quite honest, it was quite a bit of a hard sell because we weren't exactly sure how the concept of a zoo sat with us for one, and why we would spend our precious holiday time visiting a zoo in Valencia of all places. Well guys, this isn't just any other zoo. This is Bioparc, a large wildlife park in Valencia, truly providing an immersive experience by recreating the habitat of its animals. This means natural features are adopted in place of cages and barriers. Whilst I can't speak for the animals themselves, you get the feeling that they seem more at peace than any of the alternatives. The park is set up in such a way that you make your way through a labyrinth of habitats housing over 200 animal species, so get your maps and checklists prepped. All in all, the immersion of each habitat goes hand in hand with a genuine commitment to conservation and sustainability on the zoo's part, with some educational aspects as part of the visitor experience. So sit tight as we take you through our experience of Bioparc in Valencia. As immersive as the experience at Bioparc is, you will still be able to find amenities that cater to its human visitors, in the form of numerous plush toys at the gift shop, which are more likely to appeal to both kids and girlfriends. This would be at the central hub that also includes a restaurant with some amazing views. There's one. And the other one, sort of. But mainly the views of the African savanna landscapes, where numerous native animals are allowed to roam freely. Understandably, the lions weren't so much invited to the party. Whilst we saw the rhinos and ostrich on the opposite dry savanna section, this view showcases the humid savanna, featuring giraffes, impalas, blesbok and waterbucks peacefully grazing. It also makes a great runway for birds like the jabirus and sacred ibises, all sharing the space like some big zootopia. So yeah, 10 out of 10 views, but make sure you don't turn up on an empty stomach. Not sure about the food on offer. Anyway, not far from the restaurant is the open-air amphitheatre, where a live educational show is held. A good intermission from the first half of walking around in this heat. First up are the porcupines. Side note, to my knowledge there was no translation of the show to English, with it being narrated in Spanish, as it should be. But my understanding is the show talks about the vital roles of these animals in our ecosystems. And whilst there are some mammals included, it is mainly a showcase for some of the beautiful birds they have here in the Bioparc. The bird segments showcase beautiful aerial sequences, most of which appear to use positive reinforcement training, aka snacks, as you can see from the worker who was out of the shop. But by far, the highlight was the southern ground hornbill, native to southern and eastern Africa. As well as being graceful in flight, these birds actually spend most of their time closer to the ground, foraging for smaller mammals, snakes, lizards, and insects. This one in particular was great at its crowd working skills. That is whilst there was food available. Bioparc isn't simply an endless maze of animal paradise. It is actually designed to feel like you've been transported to several wildlife ecosystems, each blending the relevant landscape and species of animals. These habitats include the African savanna, which was the primary view from the restaurant, home to the Big Five. The equatorial forest, with its more dense vegetation where you'll find your primates, with a leopard for good measure. Madagascar, with enough trees to keep the lemurs moving it. Shout out to King Julian crossing the path. The wetlands, with crocodiles, pelicans, and hippos, which on a hot day like this were more inclined to stay cool underwater. Out of all the animals we encountered today, there was the one that made a lasting impression. If you ever make your way to Valencia, make sure to add Bioparc to your itinerary. Truly one of the most immersive animal experiences you can find in any city.